Hey guys, it's me, Davey. Listen, if you don't know by now, what are you doing? You should know that the SLY podcast has a Patreon. There's enough of you over there seeing what's going on. Enough of you staying there. Enough of you enjoying it. So if you're one of the few that haven't signed up to the Patreon, what are you doing? This is where all the magic happens, where all the fun goes on, where you get the early access to the SLY podcast. You get early ticket sales for other things. You just get guest episodes. You get the extra SLY podcast. You get vlogs. It's all over on www.patreon.com/SLY podcast. The link is in the description of this video /podcast, audio, whatever. Just go on to it, follow the link, subscribe to the Patreon for as little as £2 a month, and your life will be better for it. There are other patrons out there you could subscribe to, but hey, they're not as good as this one. Guys, the sponsors of the podcast are Modest Beer. There's nothing else I can really say about it. Modest are they are modest, but they're amazing. They shouldn't be modest. If anything, they should be gloating. They should be boasting. This should be Boast Beer, but it's not. Boast Beer actually goes well. Perhaps I should start a new brand called Boast Beer and just knock Modest out the farm. Just send them out the pastures, because I'm a new orchestrator of Boast Beer. But until then, Modest sponsor the podcast. Their website's www.modestbeer.co.uk. You can get all their merch over there. You can find out what beers they stock. You can subscribe to our newsletter. Anything you want to do that's related to Modest Beer, you can do on their website. But if you're like a wee weird millennial future guy, it's like, oh, I'm in the metaverse, I'm plugged into the future, I'm virgin, you can go to their socials and just follow them at Modest Beer. There you go. Facts are facts. Winners win. Modest is modest and delicious. Okay.
I'm the SLY guy.
Guys, listen. We have one day to go until the live SLY podcast in the Strand Arts Centre. There's literally 3 seats left to this gig. It's going to be me, Aaron Butler, and today's guest on the podcast, Psychic Glenn. This is an experience that I don't think I can really put into words. The podcast I have done today with Psychic Glenn is one of my favourite ever podcasts I've done. It was funny, it was silly, it was emotional in parts. You know, we spoke about pitching a new show idea, going in a different direction with OnlyFans. We spoke about how to restore government at Stormont, and we spoke about grief. So all in all, it was a fun episode. Glenn brought his brother with him too for a wee quick cameo, which was an experience in and of itself. So guys, listen, buckle your seatbelts, because you're going to need it this week. I know I say that sometimes. When I say buckle your seatbelts, you're going to need it, because there's turbulence, and that turbulence goes by the name of Psychic Glenn. Enjoy the pod. Here we are with my favourite guest, my favourite guy, my favourite, I was going to say psychic, but you're only psychic I know.
I know.
Glenn.
I know. Pleasure to be here.
Yes, can I just again, if anyone's watching this on YouTube, if you're not, Glenn is wearing what can only be described as the world's brightest, loudest
spacesuit.
Spacesuit. It sounds like is it a sauna suit too?
It's a spacesuit. It's for me ready to fly to the moon.
And what? And I mean, when did you get this? It is loud.
I got it for this podcast.
Glenn, stop it! If I'd have known, I'd have got a matching one.
Say I'm excited about this show we're doing.
See if you hit that table again, Glenn.
Not allowed to hit, because I want to give me a heart attack.
Because you know you're going to give me a heart attack. You want to deafen the poor people. See these? Do you ever remember that song you used to sing, like hip bones connected to the knee?
Oh, it's all connected.
It's all connected. So see, this is attached to tables. When you do that, the vibrations,
the whole rig collapses.
You're sending vibes up.
Yes, and we've already knocked
the people's ears.
Photograph down.
He's also knocked Bergerac down. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, Bergerac is Bergerac's John Nettles, isn't he? I
don't know.
No, do you not know Bergerac? I've got a full box set of every single episode of Bergerac if you want to watch it.
No.
Haven't
got the concentration, you see.
Yet you can watch all Brookside.
Brookside's iconic. Iconic. Shut the fuck up or I'll smack your face.
So's Bergerac. Is that your Scouse accent?
That's my Scouse accent.
Can you sustain it though, Glenn? That's the question. Can you keep it going for the whole episode? No.
Aye.
You're a pirate. That's a Scouse pirate.
I love the Scouser accent. There's nothing sexier.
Oh, so you like it too? Mm-hmm. And do you like it like where it's like, you know, the way the Beatles speak, like with an accent like, hi, I'm John, and I'm from the Beatles, and I'm one of the
I don't know
Beatles.
what fucking accent that is.
That's the way the
I
Beatles
like more
talk.
Shilla. What's your name and where do you come from?
But no, that's the way the Beatles talk, like this. Not so like a full fucking
I think the Beatles are computer generated.
No, is that another Psychic Glenn exclusive or what?
Definitely not. With no more Psychic
No.
Glenn exclusives.
Why have you got yourself
Because
in trouble?
I said last year, and I can pull the message up, that Trump was going to be arrested and died. And yesterday he was
Did you say
arrested
Trump
and
was
indicted.
going to be arrested?
Yes, on the 22nd of November.
On this podcast?
Well, no, on. So I said it to someone else, actually.
All right, okay.
I did say it, though. I might have said about Trump on this podcast.
No, but I mean, you've said that's another thing. We saw you were in the paper there talking about Argentina winning the World Cup.
I know.
And you were right. So you've become a media darling, Glenn.
I know.
So what would you describe yourself? Are you still Psychic Glenn, or are you just
I'll
Celebrity
always
Glenn
be
now?
Psychic Glenn. It's an innate part of who I am.
But is that your stage name? Are you going to keep it up, or are you just going to go by Glenn Gordon?
Well, my name's Glenn Gordon, but you can call me Psychic Glenn if you like.
What about Flash Gordon?
Flash Gordon.
Because you're like in that outfit, you are pretty flash.
I'm more like what do you call him? What do you call the villain in it?
Oh, and is it not Ming the Merciless, is it?
Is it Ming the Merciless?
I don't know, I think so.
You call me Ming the Merciless?
Could do, yeah.
Dave, I'll stop it now. I tell you now, I'll actually get my fucking brother for you, right?
Sorry, okay, Flash Gordon.
Have you not met my brother, Baldy Paul?
No.
Do you want to meet him?
No, thank
Are
you.
you sure?
Yeah.
I'm going to phone him.
Oh, no, not Baldy Paul.
Paul! He said it. Alright. Right, bye. He wants to talk to you.
Oh, no.
Baldy Paul's coming. See you! We ain't talking to him like that for.
No, Baldy Paul, please, no.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Baldy
that's it.
Paul
No,
has a Baldy Paul's
I can't
my
go with Baldy Paul.
twin alter ego.
See, whenever you take it off, it looks like the same as my hair.
See Dave, see
Yeah.
the face, shock.
Yeah. Baldy Paul frightened me, so
Baldy
he did.
Paul is the alter ego. Need to make sure it's on right now.
Yeah. I saw
What the
another
fuck way
thing.
have I got it?
I think
it's definitely not right.
It's too far back, is it? There you go.
It normally stays on, you see, for 6 weeks, but I
Uh-huh.
have to get my maintenance done this week.
I saw a photo of you. When was it? Because I was looking to get a
Hell no
photo
way.
of you to promote the questions for the episode.
Yeah.
And I just typed Psychic Glenn into Google, and there was a photo of you and a girl, and your hair was all like up.
Aye.
Look well. Do you ever change it up?
I'm going to get my new wig. I'm thinking it's going to be up again. I'm going for a pixie look.
Would you change with the seasons? Because that's another thing I've noticed.
Well, I've had this wig a year now,
Mm-hmm.
but I did want the dark ring maybe for St Patrick's Day, but I didn't bother. I am just going to get the big hair again.
Would you dye it, or would you just get a different one and
I
interchange?
like black.
Mm.
I like the colour black.
You know what they say, once you go black?
Well, this is it. I've been every colour under the sun, but I realise what suits me more is natural.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And
And I'll sleep being baldy too one day.
And are you dark haired naturally? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my natural colour.
But people say, Glenn,
great.
why would you not go to Turkey and get the hair plugs? Because it looks like barbed wire. It looks like wire wool. It looks like... looks like you've been burnt with fucking radiation in the head. Looks like you're an Ethiopian. I don't understand what happens then when your fists are by 45 and go, right, I want to be a fucking handsome 45.
But you know what also happens? Now, here's the thing. I get
No,
that a
I
lot.
don't do it now. Because I look like Best. I look like fucking that other thing, Paddy. What you call him? Not mention its name. Oh, the baldy heads.
Yeah.
BBC seems to love that.
Yeah.
Baldy head and beard.
Well, they
Know what I
don't,
mean?
they
We'll
don't love
keep
me
that
enough.
for later.
They don't love me enough, Glenn. And I'm baldy
Dave,
headed
they
and
do
bearded.
love you, they do. They definitely do.
But you know what? I do want to talk about the old, because again, as someone who is losing their hair, you get this stage in life, it goes, it's natural.
Arn's not
But-
losing his, and apparently he's not down his beard either.
Who?
That beard's getting darker. Butlers have noticed it.
No comment on that. That's personal, isn't it, for him? But I think he doesn't like to be talking about his hair.
But we're not allowed to speak about him on podcasts.
No, but you know what?
Not allowed.
No, but you know what you can do?
I'm going to take his trunks off in this show night.
Tomorrow this will be.
On
This
the
will be
28th.
tomorrow, on the 28th. This is going out on the 27th. This will be tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm
And
going
how
to take his trunks off, as they'll say.
And now,
if he's there.
now here's the thing. Are you going to physically do it? Or are you
No.
Gonna,
No,
you know who could get his
it's all a
trunks off?
metaphor.
You could do Bald Paul. He could just rip them off.
But this is it, Baldy Paul, mate.
Yeah.
I might take my hat off to Arn, I don't know.
Mm.
I'm still trying to think about it, whether or not I should take my hat off to him, because if it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
for Arn, I wouldn't be sitting here now.
Yeah, it's true. That is true.
Arn told Dave about me.
He was the one who said,
told
listen,
him.
get Glenn on. And you know what? You did surprise me, because initially whenever we thought, I thought I didn't know we'd have the chemistry that we have. The on-screen chemistry, Glenn. Like, you go out and you do things for years. I've been working with other people in the past, like Shane and others, and I've never had the chemistry that's happened with you, Glenn.
The magic we have
it's magical.
is better.
Uh-huh.
Far, far better.
And you told me something, actually. Oh, there's a few things I do want to talk to you about. You told me the other day, and when we were messaging each other, you said that I may be a witch. Do you want to explain that a wee bit? Because I'm curious to know what
All the
powers I
mad
have.
stuff happens around you. I was writing a book saying about how women are the best thing ever, goddess, 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 and then you came along, a man, and a lot of doors opened when I come round you. A lot of weird energy happens every time I'm around you. Like, I'll be around him now. The last time I was all down here, I was literally here. I went home that day, and I was talking to Natalie Cassidy about a reading.
And Natalie Cassidy is Sonia from EastEnders.
Yes.
Do you think
Sonia!
Do you think I'm some sort of gateway to British soap?
I don't know. I just feel like when I'm around you, gold coins, things happen everywhere.
So which soaps have you been in contact with since you've been here? Brookside, EastEnders. It'll be Emmerdale or Corrie next, or Doctors.
Well, possibly Emmerdale.
Real Housewives?
Emmerdale. Yes, Real Housewives. I've been connected to them too. I love them.
So do you think there's a way that I can channel?
Just reminded me. Folks, I can't. I'm always very subliminal. Very, very, very subliminal. You may watch this in the future. And if something really big happens this year, I want your support. Always. Something really big.
Did you just sense that coming?
Else?
Or is this, did I know about this?
Yeah, I think so, but I'm not allowed to mention it. You're not allowed to mention it.
Okay, well, not on the podcast.
No, you're not allowed to mention it at all. You're not allowed to mention it at all. That's one of the things I say to you is, do not put it on social media.
Yeah, but you know what? Whenever we stop...
And I'll tell you, actually, I'll tell you regarding this big thing.
Yeah.
Caroline Flack's best friend, Simon, who's a good friend of mine who I've met through readings, bumped into producers and told them all about me in London, about this something big.
Nice. Well, guess what? If you want it to be British soaps...
And some of my celebrity friends have already did that something big.
Oh, wow. Okay. I have a feeling that the word big is important in this. Is that right?
Could be. It could be, it could be, it could be.
There we go.
But we'll say no more. For fear of litigation.
Yeah.
For fear of for fear of jealous bastards.
Glenn, you know what? What I like about you, you're like, I describe you as a dam in some regards.
Like an Amsterdam?
Well, you could be like an Amsterdam
Hamster.
or a big dam, but see, you hold so much within that, see, sometimes if you crack that wall, you just let it all out. So don't you be getting yourself in any trouble.
It's the power that comes from within. That's all it is.
The higher you build your barriers.
See, when you get a root, it's like when you get a root in the morning, it comes from deep within. Sometimes you feel it right round your heart, right round your arse. The way your dick's connected right round. So you go, fuck, that's a core morning, right? Do you know where it comes from, morning mood?
No, well...
It comes from the porn star Pierre Woodman, who's a French porn star.
No.
And that was where it actually arises from. That
Pierre Woodman is the
the
first man to wake up with an erection in the morning.
But he's Woodman, and it's considered morning mood. It comes from his porn productions.
But
in the 80s and 90s.
So you mean say that in the 70s and 60s
there wasn't a morning mood? No, the morning mood actually comes from Pierre Woodman. You can Google it.
No,
Mr. Pierre, he's a baldy man. He's a baldy big bear like me. He is. He has a big fucking hurry. Where's Pierre Woodman? Come here, Pierre Woodman. Not me.
Is Pierre Woodman still alive?
Aye.
Let's get Pierre Woodman on
I
the
think
pod.
he's still doing them.
Doing those wee porns.
Pierre Woodman. He's a big French man.
Yeah.
Like a big daddy man.
Do you think that's his real name, or if you say it quick enough?
Pussy.
He's not.
Give me a French baguette. You know what I mean? Give me a patty pan. I want a patty pan with ham and cheese now. A croissant. Never mind. Fucking mood.
Or pan au chocolat.
Pan au chocolat. I don't even know what pie. Why does anybody want pie?
Chocolate bread.
It's
That's
fucking
literally
good.
what it
Why couldn't they do
means.
cheese bread instead? It would have been
They
nicer.
do. Fromage au chocolat. No, pan au fromage.
Pan au fromage.
Fromage au chocolat sounds
Please
stinking.
just fuck off. Please just... See our country, see from the monarchy's been abolished, they've been up that. No good.
The French?
No good. Yes.
Glenn, that is a blanket comment about all the French.
Listen, where is Napoleon Bonaparte when you need him? Where is he?
Now tell me this, is the reason why an erection's called a boner because of Bonaparte?
No, but I would rather be a Bonaparte than I would be one of them other ones. What do you call them other fucking ones? Habsburg?
Now, who are Habsburg?
Do you see people with Habsburg jaw? And
Nope.
it's like this here.
Never.
Right, yeah. Them Habsburgs, they were European
Glenn,
royalty,
you
and they
need-
had the jaw because of the
Oh
interbreeding.
shit, I think I do know he's Habsburg.
Yeah, do, of course you do.
Are these the ugly people?
There's a couple of descendants I feel run about one else, but
Excuse
not
me?
you, Dave, not you.
Wow, Habsburg.
Do you see people said about a Habsburg jaw?
Habsburg jaw.
Excuse me, love, your fucking jaw swinging.
Oh, why the Habsburg jaw there?
Yes.
We'll get Ben to pop that photo up. The Habsburg jaw, he looks like somebody that's just smelt a fart.
It comes from the House of Habsburg.
I mean, they look like... Is this from years of inbreeding, do you think, Glenn?
They took over nearly all of Europe with the inbreeding.
I tell you what.
They took it very seriously.
She's not sexy.
No, the Habsburgs weren't.
No. But did they have money?
They were wealthy.
Oh, is this what you're trying to say? He's running about one hill? Glenn,
Show them.
Glenn.
Show them.
Ben, put the photo up. There you go. I'll save this.
I'm only joking now. To see to be connected to the House of Habsburg. That's a fucking honour.
It's a treat to be connected to the House of Habsburg.
No, I think I'm connected to Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
Aye, I do.
And what makes you think that?
Because I think he lived sort of a lonely life. I think if I had a castle myself, be fine.
Do you feel any connection to that? Because we've spoken to you before about the dark arts and the underworld and things. Do you feel any what's the word? I'd say any like camaraderie with Vlad the Impaler. He is who many people say is the inspiration behind Dracula, correct?
I just think he was a quiet man, and he, you know what I mean. He liked to drink a bit of blood, whatever.
Would you like to suck any blood? Have you ever tasted blood other than your own?
My own probably are, but I don't know.
Yeah, but would that be something you'd be like? Do you think, as somebody who is sort of more in the, I don't know, you connect everything, don't you? Natural things, you connect to the world and all connect. Do you think if you drank someone else's blood, you would get in from it? Like Jeffrey Dahmer, he thought that he would absorb other people, keep them living through him if he ate them.
I know.
Is there something to that?
Look at the power of that. Look what he did actually, and look how that transcended to then on stage, to then on screen. So that Jeffrey Dahmer character is not a living body anymore. It's a fully fledged entity that now is far bigger than the actual human that created the crime.
Yeah.
And that human, I feel, was somehow used by these demonic forces. But I do think it teaches you not to be a slut too. See if you weren't so fucking promiscuous. And I know that's the way that it is. But you've got to understand it's dangerous. You don't just go and drop your trousers to any fucking thing. Imagine what it would burst now, but grinder and all.
Yeah.
Hey, but if you hacked the bits, Steve. Hacked the bits.
Yeah.
So he would.
But you know what, Dahmer, he was a weird serial killer because whenever he
I
did...
think it's because he was called Jeffrey.
Yeah.
What do you mean called Jeffrey? Everybody that's called Jeffrey seems to turn out like a freak. Look at him, that Epstein one. Jeffrey?
Yeah.
What? Know what I mean?
Is there that guy Jeffrey Star? Is he something?
I love Jeffrey Star. Jeffrey Star, I do. My cousin always says to me, Glenn, you need to read Jeffrey Star next.
Jeffrey Boycott?
Jeffrey, I will read you. I will. Boycott, did you say?
Not Boycott, no.
Jeffrey, have you got a boycott?
Boycott.
Boycott? No, I didn't boycott.
Jeffrey Boycott. Is Jeffrey Boycott a cricketer? Let's have a look. An old cricketer and maybe potentially an abusive guy, perhaps? Jeffrey.
It's not Jeffrey, it's Jeff.
Boycott, let's see. Yeah, so Jeffrey Boycott's a former test cricketer. Yeah.
Do you like sports, really? What about Anna Kournikova? Everybody's like, they don't fucking like Russians, but we'll love Anna Kournikova.
I still think we need to talk about the fact you thought I called the guy Jeffrey Boycott. Did you think that was a...
Well, because Jeffrey Star dresses it, well, he's quite, he would have a pussy. I know he's got a pussy.
Do you think that was what...
But Jeffrey Star owns his masculinity too, but I like the way he just smokes his grass and all, he's just like, right. You know what I mean?
Have you seen Jeffrey Star sans makeup? No makeup on? No?
Well, yeah, because he's honest, he puts it up.
Because you know what? Some... is he a drag queen? Would you say, is that what he is? Or
I
is
wouldn't
he
call Jeffrey Star drag queen. No, Jeffrey Star's just Jeffrey Star.
So Jeffrey Star has transcended drag, do you think? And he's on another level?
It's part of his... He'll say,
Did
like,
he
he'll talk about, like, he'll consider himself incredibly masculine.
Did Jeffrey Star do something he shouldn't have done, or is that Marilyn Manson I'm thinking about?
Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, he was up to no good, wasn't he?
They all seem to be up to no good.
Yeah. Jeffrey
Or
Star.
our poor Trump. Indicted.
Yeah.
Indicted in New York.
Is he getting away with it?
Well, I don't know.
You know what I'd say to do?
I've been the greatest president in the history of the United States of America. That's a fact.
Yeah. You know what? He's a character, that's for sure.
And Sleepy Joe Biden's all his trucks and all the security details in Belfast. Who invited him here? Who invited Joe Biden here?
Probably.
I ran in probably them Stormont fucking cunts. Now, Dave, we'll leave the politics to the politicians,
Yeah,
I think.
we'll leave it to the politicians.
I think we should, because we want to get in big trouble.
Apparently, just back
And
to...
you called me a media whore. You said that I was what, tabloid bunny?
I said darling. I didn't call you a
tabloid
whore.
darling.
You've called yourself
tabloid
a whore, Glenn.
bunny. Listen, what about Willie and his wee Willie? School around the corner. Nah.
No.
Nah,
Glenn.
come on. See,
His
if
wee
you did
Willie
school
was
around
in
the
school
corner
around the
back in, Dave, I would have laughed and called you geek.
Yeah.
I was not that wee boy in school.
No.
I can tell you now, they wouldn't even want to be in the choir.
But you were Pazuzu, were you
They
on that
did.
age?
See, when I went to Boys Medal, I played the cornet first year.
Is that a euphemism?
No, it did. I actually did. That was the first thing I blew, actually.
The cornet, and you like it?
Yes, it got me off school a wee bit.
Nice.
So it did.
And
I went to an all-boys school for a while, Dave.
Could you still play the cornet?
Well, I did play the cornet, and then my behaviour. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
But was that before, because I know we spoke before about your ADHD, was that before you had a diagnosis?
I was diagnosed at 8, so I was diagnosed in primary school.
Right, okay. And did you feel like, obviously nowadays, there's a provision for that? Back then, did you feel a wee bit like that just...
They didn't really know anything. The teachers
Understand.
weren't educated on it. It was very different then. For example, I had to go down. This is one of the things that used to annoy me. You could never have been ADHD and being discreet in school because every lunchtime you had to go down to reception to get your tablet out of the fucking safe. They were a nightmare. And they cut you no slack for it. No slack at all.
No. Whereas nowadays they would.
And I did. Dave, I have to talk about it. I then went to Castle High School, right? And the very first day I was in third year. And I was sitting in the class and do you know that paper mache stuff? No, like when hankies wet, pure wet, and somebody had just threw it and it splattered all over the Chewbacca teacher's head and all over the whiteboard. And the whole class was in an uproar, and it was my first day, and I just looked over and there was this wee girl sitting and she had like orangey dyed hair, and it was my friend Stacey. And I swore to God, Stacey was a drinker and a partier. We used to like sneak out of school and go and steal bottles of Aftershock, everything. And we ran about together for a couple of years. And actually, her partner she had at the time, William, didn't really like the fact that I was gay and had a problem with it. So we kind of had fell out then. But her cousin, David's gay. And I knew she hadn't been well, and I'd messaged her in January time, and I knew she really wasn't well. Like, she was told when she was 25 she had cirrhosis of the liver. And me and her would have been on the exact same path at one point. And that day when I was in BBC, she died.
That's sad.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And honest to God, she was a fucking gag, like. And that day I felt really guilty, and I come home and I was crying. I was like, no, I just felt really bad. I was like, I've pushed too far. Meaning, like, me even being there, I had to get into that bit of myself where I felt like a wee boy again, and I was. I felt like I was back at school, and like, let's play up. And that sort of energy was Stacey's energy. Glenn, just play up. And you can't cope, just play up. Just don't let the bastards get you down. That's what she always said. And that's what I did that day. And then when I went home, I was like, whoa, it was weird, really weird.
Yeah.
So I never really go to funerals. But I went straight down. I went straight there myself, and I didn't give her a kiss on the cheek, and I was there. I know what was lovely, Dave. I might not have seen this person in like some 20 years, really. But I was mentioned in her funeral.
Yeah.
And me and Danielle were the only people that went.
Yeah.
From school. And that annoyed me a wee
Yeah.
bit.
But you know what? It's
It shows you.
you can't also account for what goes on and
I
over the
know.
years. But it's also obviously heartbreaking that she's passed away. But you know, it must be nice to know, probably for you, in terms that you were still held in that regard by her. You know?
Oh, definitely. And like, I'd messaged her not that long ago, and I'd said, when next time you're down, let me know, and we'll get a wee catch up and things, because I knew she wasn't well. And it's just sad because that reality of me being in that world, then it's gone now. It's so gone now, and I don't exist in that universe anymore. And Stacey disappearing is a big sign of that for me. It's weird. I just can't explain it. I'll say this. A lot of when I was really young, a teenager, a lot of the friends I would have had are all dead. They're all partiers. They're all taking drugs and all. A lot of them are passed away now, and that's really like.
Yeah.
So life's very bittersweet at times, Dave.
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
See, in terms of that, like, I know a lot of people will say about you growing this and that. There are some people who will never let you change.
No.
You know, there's some people who be like, oh, but you were like this. And like, I even
and that's
look
why
back,
in ways I had to get away from some of the older people in life, because they always wanted me to be the same Glenn, the Glenn that I'm not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can't just lift a bottle of vodka and go mad. I can't
Yeah.
do it. I can't just reach for a bag of speed and go on it for a week. I can't, as much as I want to.
Yeah. But I think that's it. Like, if you were to look at Glenn now, if Glenn today, right now, if we had a wee camera and we could watch back Glenn 10 years from ago, what would current Glenn think?
10 years ago, Glenn had his own business, had 3 staff, had 2 houses, had a partner, had a dog, had everything he always wanted. And then when his partner cheated on him and they broke up, Glenn stopped taking his tablets, and Glenn resorted to speed because he wanted to lose weight again, and Glenn lost everything and had to move back home. But that was at around 25.
And again, for you at that time,
But 10 years before that, I would have been in school with Stacey, getting stoned at lunchtime,
Yeah.
going up into the fort with wee lads, going like on the bike, going down into Safeways, which is Aston
Yeah.
robbing a Batley aftershock, going along the road and getting a big bong out of fresh garbage and getting stoned. Like we were wild. We were
But
truly
see,
wild.
whenever you were at your lowest ebb, now would you look back and go, you're proud of yourself? Would you say, like, to get to where you are now,
Yes.
it's been a journey, and would you change anything?
I
Or-
would have reached out to Stacey a lot sooner.
Mm-hmm.
I would have, because honestly, genuinely now, I always thought I would get a catch up with her. I always thought that time would
Yeah.
come. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird, but that moment just did not happen, and I feel like if it had, I maybe would have been able to save her. I don't know. I know I'm impactful
Mm-hmm.
like that now, but I would never have known that years ago. You know.
But also with that too, you know, you sometimes.
I'll
can't.
tell you now, and she would want me to say it out loud. She wouldn't care. Stacey had problems when she was young because her daddy who ran away and left her and her three siblings, and her sister was in a wheelchair and all, and this was just, she didn't have it easy, so she partied and then and honest to God, she was the type of person, she brought people in and made them dinner and all. She was just that type of wee girl, very, very, very given, but vulnerable. Vulnerable too, and didn't see when people were then taking advantage of her.
Yeah.
She just,
Yeah.
and that there, I wish I had a cap or safe from that, and honestly, all my friends, I want to, everybody, I wish I
Yeah.
keep them
But
safe.
see, sometimes though you
Those
can't.
things.
You know what I mean?
No, you
Sometimes
can't.
you just can't. I
You
think
can't, you absolutely can't.
the older you get, the more you go, well, that's, you know,
Yeah,
it is
but
what
I
it
am
is.
very protective like that.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself that day, I would change everything that's going on in my life right now to bring her back. I would actually would. And
Yeah.
it's just one of them things.
Yeah, but at least now, you know, the only positive is when someone goes, that you have the positive memories of it. There's no point in having regrets,
I'm
because
going to write all the funny stories.
You know.
I'm going to write all the funny stories about her, I swear, because she was mad. I was terrified of her.
Mm-hmm.
Terrified of her.
And speaking of stories and mad, you're going to be venturing into doing a wee bit soon.
Yes, I am. And I don't care, I'm just going to say it now. Such and such wants me to do comedy. Which you didn't hear from me.
But you know, my advice to you is, Glenn, we'll work. I'll help you with it.
Yes.
I'll help you, because what I think you need to do, I think you have plenty of funny things to say, but you need to keep it contained
Exactly.
and don't run off on a tangent.
Exactly, it needs to be.
See if you go.
I'm thinking of what way, what it could, there's many different things. For example, I like that. For example, I like that.
Shh, stop telling everyone your ideas, Glenn. Because someone will nick it. Someone will stroke your ideas, and the next thing you know, you'll see it online and go, yeah,
I dare you, 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 I dare you. Anything you take from me, believe you me, I'll be consumed back tenfold.
There you go.
So I'm all about sharing of the energy and the frequencies.
Speaking of which, I got my stone, my crystal.
Did you?
Yeah.
What one?
And
Citrine?
the one you told me to get.
Purple?
No, it's orange. You said it
Citrine?
was something about money, didn't you?
Citrine?
Yeah. I've not made a million check, Glenn. What's going on?
You need to keep bringing it up here. Dave, I honestly know if I had £1 million 10 years ago, I'd be dead now.
If you had a million
£1 million 10 years ago, I'd have been dead now, yeah. And even if I had £1 million now, I might still be dead.
But this is
I
the
might
thing.
go, fuck you, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing this. Motherfuck you, I get wiped out. Bye. I might do that.
But that's the thing.
You know what I mean? And that's why.
But see, like if I had $1 million 10 years ago, God knows what I'd be doing.
I'm not
So-
really allowed to do money magic.
No.
No. Have you not worked that out yet?
Yeah.
See, if I was allowed to do money magic, I really would be. It's the death of Glenn. It's the death of Glenn. See that there? It's the death of Glenn. It's comfortable. It's safe. It's and you know, if I didn't struggle and if I didn't have certain things, I would not be.
But it's also
You know what I
ironic.
mean? Scrambling my way to the top of the pile.
It's also ironic that you're dressed like a pound coin, and you might be able to deliver money, but you're made of it.
I'm not.
No.
Gold is energy. Gold is magic. Gold is experience. Gold is what you are. Gold is like what you experience in life is gold. And it is, we come here to mine gold. Literally, we are only not game, we come to mine gold. What do we come to mine? Experiences, love. See the much love I've harvested. I'll tell you right now much, and I'll really be serious. The last time I seen my friend Stacey, she spat in my face. She spat in my face, and we did not actually speak for maybe 15 years or more. But we always were friends, weren't really fell out. And when it needed it, when it mattered, I was there. And I knew the second that she passed away, I knew I had to be there for her family. I just knew. And it just, something told me, here's me, no way. Like, and I wasn't so glad it wasn't anybody else. It annoyed me, but that's the person I am. I just overwhelm my love, and that's just, no matter what the circumstance. Even if you've been bad to me in life, ever, I still love you.
But let me ask you this, right?
I do. I swear.
You are, like, explain this to me, right? I want to know this about love. Do I have the opposite? Am I hate? Because let me ask this. There's been things that have happened to me
Yes.
in life, and they've been, I call them just sweet coincidence. I call it my curse.
Yeah.
But see, if people cross me, bad
Yeah.
things happen to them.
See,
you know, and I don't know what it is. I'm not saying I'm like Damien or whatever, but there's a couple of comedy
Same.
clubs that were difficult to me when I was starting out. Shut down.
Well,
You
this
know?
is it.
There was a guy who slandered me. Dead.
Yep. I found this in life. I'm being honest. This is why your own emotions. And I try not to ever hold on to anything negative because it does have a negative effect. It does. Things can happen, and you don't necessarily want that to happen. Do you know? Everything's not meant to stay in your life forever. Sometimes you're meant to be the key for change in life, which I have been. I've been the catalyst. I have, definitely. Really.
But see, if you're the catalyst, what happens to you? Do you know what I mean? If you're the one that's changing stuff for other people, when do you ever get the moment for yourself, Glenn?
It's only starting to come now.
Yeah. And do
You
you
know
think,
what I mean?
do you think that comes with age as well? Do you think
It comes with
do you
just
feel calmer now? Do you think what age are you now, Glenn?
35.
Do you think a 35-year-old Glenn?
I feel more accepted. I feel like I'm allowed to be the Glenn that's Glenn now.
And
It's
do you
weird.
feel comfortable in
Completely.
this
I don't
Glenn?
need to explain me anymore. And it's weird for a long time. Like I had to fight to even be who I am in ways.
Because you were mentioning earlier, actually, before, and again, if you don't want this to be on the podcast, you can
It's
say
fine.
cut it
I
out.
had no back doors.
You'd mentioned before about you doing the podcast and other things, and you said some people were saying it was all very one side or another. What's the deal with that?
Someone did say about, like, I don't even know, and this is not me. I do not even understand all this stuff, but because I've did loads of podcasts, and I'll say, I don't know whether it's because people are just like, what? But there seems to be more, from what I hear, from toxicness. I can't say it. It's not me. I'm not saying it. I'm not.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm not saying it.
But what I can
But we
say,
need more people to create podcasts. We do.
yeah, but what I can say is I am a man who's a
But
mixture.
can I tell you now? See anybody that ever, and I mean ever tries to embroil me in any sort of sectarianism, republicanism, anything like that whatsoever, I will spiritually scalp your arse from here to Mercury. And I'll tell you something else. Do not divide me from me and my
No.
dear people. Because I'll tell you now, I quite love Northern Ireland and I quite love army
Yeah.
people and I quite love being a part of the culture that I am from.
You know
And it's
what?
quite small. And I feel sorry for people that are from this culture because all we know is this tiny wee fucking place.
Do you know what, Glenn? I do think that's what it is, closed-mindedness.
It
of a lot
is
of people.
closed-mindedness.
And
Of
do you
course
know
it
what?
is.
As somebody who's brought up from both sides,
Yeah.
I've been fortunate in that I was not put down one side or other.
Yeah,
allowed
I
to make
wasn't
my own
either.
Decisions.
I
And
wasn't either.
You know what? Like people are like, what are you? You British? Yeah, I'm Northern Irish. I'm brought
I'm
up in
Northern
Northern
Irish.
Ireland. I love Northern Ireland.
Yep.
Love the country. Love the people. We could do a bit better for ourselves.
Yeah.
The government need to fucking sort it out. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you're a good.
I see everything that goes on. Everything that goes on all over Northern Ireland and it bothers me sometimes.
And do you see that over a crystal ball?
I
or
don't
what
know.
do you-
I don't see. I'm not. I'm talking about what we do. I'm not.
All right,
And
okay.
what we do, we're all actually friends. Everybody's actually
Yeah.
really friendly. And what we do, I swear we are in this sort of setting. It is really friendly. Everybody's friends. We have a laugh. We know what we're doing. It's comedy. But I'll tell you, in other areas, I can see same people who are maybe my age or younger. And it's almost like they are their inner fucking grandfather or whatever during some troubled time. And I'm almost like, oh, here we go. Keep on sinning. And I have not. One day I might not live here. One day I might live in America. One day I might be in LA. And one day somebody might go, what's Northern Ireland like? And I might go, oh.
So what would be if you were to do you believe in manifestation?
Yes. I believe if you're my age or younger, it is up to us to create a new civilization for those that come next, not hold on to what was old.
But-
I'm sorry if that bothers you. If you want to
Okay.
hold on.
I don't know about the Troubles anymore, Glenn. I want to talk
Do you know
about
what I
you. What you mentioned America? Would Glenn like to? Would you like to go to America? Would you? What's next for Glenn? What would you like to do?
Maybe for the wee pens. No, because you can go over there in California, just go into a dispensary. Get me out there now.
Tell me this.
Hi, nigger pa.
I want you to. I want you to go and be involved in the Housewives somehow. I want to
I'm gonna
manifest
try.
that. Listen, I'm the money. I'm the
Guys,
soap
if
opera
you
man.
can make a short for this, Vicky Gumbelson, you need to tell Evolution Media that I will come and I will read all of the Housewives. A wee Irish charm.
Now listen. You say I'm going to be your representative here,
Yep.
Vicky. Glenn, we want them over there now. Do you want a fee for it or just your flights and accommodation?
Oh, I would do it just to see my Vicky.
But here, listen, you need to pay his flights and accommodation. You need to put him up. You have enough room in that house of yours. How many houses does you have? Too many. You could give Glenn the guest house and you can set up shop there. I'll come over and I'll carry stuff for you and I'll do it up. I'll pay for my own accommodation or my flights. You just put me up. I'll room with Glenn. But we'll get over. We'll get you on board And
I
want you
would.
to read the Housewives.
I would love to read the Housewives. I would love, because I just say it. I'm not no brown nose over there. And I'll tell you now, Evolution Media and Bravo, that Orange County cast does need shook up. I want to see Vicky Gumbelson reinstated. I want to see her back. Why? Stop you.
Oh, hold on. What's happened to her? Has she been sacked?
Well, Vicky was on a long time.
She was the OG.
She is the OG.
The OG
She'll
is the
be the
OC,
OG
Glenn.
again, but the cast is just, I don't know, it's got boring a wee bit.
Boring?
But she's going to be back. I know she is. Of course she is. I love her. She's a dote. Absolute dote. It was her birthday there too. Happy birthday.
Have you
love.
spoken to her recently?
Yeah. Wished her happy birthday.
There you go.
And she was in the paper again. They used a nice photo of her and I showed her. I says, Vicky, look at you, you're Northern Ireland Press.
And what did she say about that?
She is. Just love her. She likes it. She likes any sort of.
Have you been to LA before yourself?
Never been to America.
Is it somewhere you'd fancy?
Like, I was always brought up, like, I was never allowed to, I swear to God, see if I had commented on somebody who was coloured, anything, religion, and my daddy had scalped the legs, and I was not brought up like that. I was always, because my granny's sister is Catholic, she lives up the street, we live down the street, and it's just, I was never allowed to go on like that. Never, and I was kept away from all that. My mum and daddy kept me away from, like, bands, kept me away from paramilitaries, kept me away from, like, the honesty.
I
really,
tell you
really
what,
did.
I
They did.
think it
They
would
did.
be, I would like to see imagine you in a band or a paramilitary. Like, imagine you put a balaclava on, you'd still know it was you.
Do you know, I
And the
was
coat,
thinking that,
you'd be
Dave?
riding that coat.
No,
with
I
a
was thinking
balaclava
that there for a horny OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What if we could get me, where I get kidnapped by the balaclava man, and it's all scripted, it's all obviously, but you think about it, we'll charge 50 quid for the OnlyFans, boom.
Well, there you go.
A paramilitary style,
So-
sort of a, right? I'm just trying to be creative, to try and get, you see all this same shit, what they're, I don't even know what they're doing, but all I'm saying is if you're from Northern Ireland and have an OnlyFans, you might want to be a wee bit more theatrical.
So you're thinking like instead you could do like a knee cocking instead of a knee capping, where you could just.
I would like to buy King Billy's hand so I can fucking,
And now listen, I'm going to go as far as to say, I think certain members of the Democratic Unionist Party would take issue of you buying King Billy's hand and using it as a dildo, Glenn. I think they would have a problem with it. So what would some of the scripts be, right? You're making the porn, right? So what happens? Do the boys come to the door and take you out, or are you one of the boys?
The boys come.
This would be you. Dave, get out here. I need a word with you. And I'd be like, I know what's Glenn. Even though
The
it's got
boys
balaclava
come
on.
and ask for a wee bit of advice, and I'm reluctant to tell them.
So they're looking psychic advice, or they're.
Well, I don't know. I haven't
So you
worked
know what
that
I
out
would
yet.
do? I'd have
See,
you.
the way I think of it is they just get their dicks out, and I'm like, right, let's be quick, boys.
Yeah.
Let's get you
so
home for your
instead of
supper.
baseball bats, it's just big dicks,
Big dicks and balaclavas.
and they're beating you around
And
the head.
they have to wear balaclava.
They have to.
It's
Right,
the whole
okay.
thing. It's meant to be, you know what I mean?
So this is right. Okay. So you're in an alleyway. They're hitting you with their dicks,
Yes.
and you've no balaclava on. You're just being Glenn.
Hands on the table, bastard! Open
Yeah.
your mouth, bastard!
You know what, Glenn? It would be
You, me
entertaining
and
to
Marty.
watch. Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Yeah. Hands across the divide. Except
Hands
not
across the divide, hands across the ass cheeks and spread them. Open wide.
There we go. Listen, this is maybe what we need. You've had a lot of good shows from Northern Ireland recently. This could be the next one.
We definitely do. Give them all a treat.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Absolutely. Maybe that's what we need. And then send you to Stormont. Would you do one up there, or would
No,
they
I
do
wouldn't
porn
want
for
to
you?
put better to them.
Nah.
No.
But they got that big thing of Carson at the front of Stormont. You could cut the arm off.
What's with all the pillars? What is with all the pillars? Are we in ancient Greece? Why is Stormont in ancient? Why is it like Greece?
Well, what I can tell you, Glenn, is the windows. They get progressively smaller to make it look bigger.
Am I a Greek god or something? What is it?
I know.
Know what I mean? What's with all these fucking?
You do look a wee bit Greek. You know, actually, you're
Listen
you're
to
a
me
wee
right
bit like
now.
George Michael,
It's
aren't
fucking
you?
Cyprian, right?
Cyprian?
Cyprian.
Cypriot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cypriot. You know, like apricots. I like apricots. Ever have that in yogurt? Apricot
Apricots,
yogurt.
yeah.
Apricot. What even apricot's in between a peach and a fucking something else, isn't it? An apricot.
I mean, I don't know what an apricot is. Let me see. What is an apricot? Glenn, we digress.
Apricots. Apricots.
Oh, holy Christ almighty. Some questions for you. We'll just get into them and then we'll let you go. 'Cause
Yes, I've gotta go.
You've got an appointment for
Yes.
an e-cocking
Yeah.
right now. Right, let's see. Remy wants to know, this is right up your street. The people know you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite housewife? And does Brandy give a more positive energy than the show portrays of her?
Brandy is fabulous. I like Brandy. I think Brandy's very good fun. Brandy is really outgoing But Brandy won't also play along with a lot of the narcissism. I feel Brandy's explosive in her own way. My favourite housewife is genuinely Vicky, because I've watched her from the beginning. Or, who else do I kind of love? I like Erica Jane, I like Rinna, I like a lot of them, I do. I love Ramona. I don't even know what you're talking about. Ramona. See, Ramona and Vicky are quite alike. I would like to see them two together.
Do you think they would have a friendship, or would they be enemies? Would they be
I don't know.
That's good. We'll go get this one out because I feel like this is something that we've just kind of covered, and while we're on the topic, we'll go for it. Would Glenn ever consider a career in local politics? And if so, what would your manifesto be? So what would you be running on?
Seriously, in all seriousness, I've often thought about this. I've often thought the only way it's ever going to change is if people like me maybe do step up, and I do absolutely feel that later on in my life when I become an older man, I absolutely would like to be in the position where I would be able to give back to people. That would be phenomenal, and I think definitely in my older years it's something that I would think about a lot, but it would have to be for the right values. I'm all for independence, and I'm all for a brighter future for everybody, to be honest. And I think a lot of the old ideas, I don't know, if it just came to it, if other people are not going to want to stand up and fight for their kids and fight for their world, if I was ever in a position to do so, and I felt like I was genuinely needed, then yeah, but I would like to leave the politics up to the politicians, to be honest.
But what would, so say you're running at local elections,
I'd be an independent.
Pick 3 points that you would try to go for.
I would be an independent.
Would you legalise weed?
I would be wanting Northern Ireland to be a tax-free principality. I would want it to have independence. I would want it to have a tax break because of the war. I think we deserve that because of the bloodshed. A tax break, yes. And I also think that childcare should really be paid for so that mothers can get out to work. I also feel like we need to wipe the financial debt. We need to fix this financial system now, and people need a cleared space.
I wouldn't have a principality in Northern Ireland. I would have a principality in North Down. I would cut us off the border.
Just think we have a lot more to give. We do. We definitely do.
That's good. That was a good
But I would like to leave it up to the politicians, because I have got, I know some politicians out there, and they're incredibly, not what we would think, but incredibly, I don't know what the right word is, passionate about it, and I don't believe that it's them stopping it from changed. I believe it's the system itself. It's the system itself, which is, it's not broke at all. It's fucking doing what it's meant to do.
Dean's a question for you, Glenn.
How you doing?
Dean said Crusaders and Ballymena are in the Irish Cup final. Who's going to come out on top?
Crusaders are going to win.
Yep. Well,
I feel Crusaders a lot.
What Dean said,
and me and Stacey, first night out we ever had was in the Cruise.
There you go. Because what his full question was, I just wanted to put you like that because I felt he was edging towards Crusaders.
Don't fucking edge my asshole.
No. Well, Dana said, ask Glenn if the Cruise would win any silverware this season a lot of months ago, and he said yes, we're in the Irish Cup final. So he asked you, would the Cruise win silverware? Said they're in the Irish Cup final. Are we going to do it, Glenn? God,
yeah, you are. Glenn. Go Cruise. Yeah. I support you, by the way.
Yes, I support the Cruise too. Yeah, but except the reason, here's the thing, the reason why I started supporting the Cruise was a player that I used to work with, and it's a mate of mine. And he now plays for Ballymena, so it's mixed league.
Well, I only like the Cruise because it was where Castle High School was. Stacey lived not far from it, and at our first night out, when I was 15 or 16, was in the Cruise.
James says, greetings Devaniel and Glenora. So that's a new name for us. I've recently moved into a new house with a girlfriend in London, and I want to let the local area know what I'm about. I was thinking of ringing my local sauna or club to arrange a party, but I need guidance. Could you possibly ring one so we could follow your lead?
Is that a gay thing?
No, I don't know. I think what it is, I used to do a podcast with Shane called Boytown.
Right.
And on that podcast, we would have done like phone calls to like hotels or so I would have given, like he would have given me a wee story to phone. Yeah. I would have always involved like booking a party or trying to, like I always had the phone to book a hotel room for Cristiano Ronaldo's son. Yeah. And he was doing a book tour. So should we do that? Do you want to do the phone call, or do you want to tell me what way to say it? So he wants to pick a local sauna. Shall we pick a sauna in London and try and arrange a party on it? Ask him about it. London saunas, or like London bathhouses, are they a thing?
Why would you want to go to a sauna?
London sauna and steam. We'll just go for London sauna. London sauna actually sounds like a new sitcom we should write, the London sauna.
The London sauna.
So we go to the bath, we'll ring the bathhouse, cozy restaurant with lots of drink, right? So let's see, the bathhouse, London sauna, bathhouse phone number, and we'll give him a ring here.
But what's the question?
He wants us to phone up and see if we can, book a wee something, see what they offer.
Why?
He wants to know, because this is what we used to do in Boytown, Glenn.
Right.
So, for example, what we do, I would pick the scenario,
Yeah.
and then Shane would do the phone call.
Yeah.
So he would maybe say to me, right, you're an agent,
Yeah.
on behalf of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
His son wants a room, he wants his books, and he wants a waterfall in the room.
Yeah.
So I'd phone the hotel and I go, hello, I would do a voice, say,
Yeah.
hello, I'm an agent for Cristiano Ronaldo's son, Cristiano Jr. I'd like to book a room.
You get that email I sent?
Yeah, do you have a waterfall for the
Yeah.
boy? Things like that. So let's just put my phone on withheld number and we'll give it a go. So what I would like, can you do it?
We're going down to Margate for the weekend, but I wanted to give him a treat,
So do you want to do the call?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. I can't actually turn off my my caller ID off.
But what was his question?
You know what? He wants us to do a phone call, but I don't think we get it. We'll talk about it after, and we'll do one next time. How's that sound?
We will do it for you. Anything you want, we will do it for you.
Last question, Glenn. I think, or do we have two more? If I ask that one, ask that one, ask that one, ask that one. Okay, this is a good one to wrap up on. As a man who doesn't wrap up often, I'll take it, right? Predictions for the live podcast, Glenn. Are you nervous?
I am not nervous. I quite like being tag teamed, and I can't wait to be tag teamed by Dave and Art. They're not going to know what's hit them.
He says, I predict that you'll get a great reception.
I think so.
Tell us, here we go. Tell us what's annoying you about people recently, Glenn. Nothing's off limits, rant.
What is annoying me about people recently, truthfully, I think we're in this world now where everyone's wearing a mask and everyone's trying to be something that they're not without
going
showing
back- you going back to this point
any
again?
vulnerability at all. You're allowed to be vulnerable. You know what I mean?
So you're
It's
saying
okay to be vulnerable.
take the mask off,
Yes,
be vulnerable.
that's all right. I was a drug addict. I was a wee bastard. No, know what I mean? It's all right. Because see, you wouldn't like me if I was pretending to be. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to be very evident in all forms of culture and media, so it is. We need authenticity.
Do you believe social media is a gift or a curse?
Well, a kind of a bit of both, to be honest. It's all about how it's used. It's a tool, we can't blame it. But, it's great to see. It's great to actually just see more people like kind of being online. It's good. It's good. However, I think we need to be very wary of TikTok.
Do you think there should be more
TikTok's probably going to be banned soon, and I'm going to get shot for saying it. But it is. It actually is, because I'll tell you right now, it's a corrupt fucking organisation. I'll tell you why. It allows mediocre people to have substantial followings and a win-win. It's not actually correct. It isn't, and it's going to be banned soon. It is.
Do you think it's to blame with China?
It's to do with the algorithm and the actual platform. It is, and they don't want people communicating correctly. So I have a feeling it is going to be banned soon. So if you're on TikTok now and you've made a following for yourself, take my advice. Try to learn to use other apps. Try to learn to use Photoshop. Try to learn to edit. Try to learn to be a creator. Try to learn to get onto every other platform, because I swear your TikTok cake might hit the ground with a bang.
Minister,
I think TikTok only was there to get you through COVID. Sorry.
You said that people should wear less masks, so why should you edit photo editing if you're going to be
Just
putting a mask on
a
yourself?
lot of people on TikTok can do all this edit, but they only know how to edit through TikTok. And I guess this is where you're really like, you're one trick pony.
But you are good at the TikTok.
So I'm just saying to you folks. Well, now that's because I edit things on other. I edit and then I put it on TikTok.
How do you do the videos you do on TikTok or go on the podcast and all?
Yeah,
do you do it on TikTok or do you do it on
no,
the
I
internet?
don't. I edit myself. I do mostly all my own editing.
On a
'cause
phone
I like,
just?
Well, my iPad usually.
See, 'cause I'd
usually.
like to learn a bit
The
of that.
creativity.
Out.
Yes.
Listen, Glenn, we've kept you enough.
Now listen, right, I know you love Dave, but a lot of you are coming on here and watching the free sneaky link. Now, Dave loves comedy. That's why he started a Patreon. So if you want to have more laughs and see more Dave, get on the Patreon. And the 28th, which is tomorrow, if there's any tickets left, try and get them.
Do you promise that it's going to be a spectacle not to be missed?
It's going to be a night to remember.
Because you know what, Glenn, I've said this before.
Are we going to go out after?
You know what we
Me,
could
you
do?
and Butler?
We
I
could
think
do.
we should.
You know what else I said? I said that we're going to get this one recorded.
Yeah.
But there's a chance it mightn't be able to go anywhere, because
Yeah.
I think you're wild and hard to control. I
Yeah.
think Butler's wild and hard
No,
to
I
control.
can be PG-13.
We don't want that. You know what? Because this is what I'll say to you, Glenn. Listen, I'm not one of those partners or not one of those friends.
Is there TV cameras there?
Well, Ben's going to be there. filming.
Yeah, well, that's
Do
good.
you know what? See, whenever I'm one of these, not a partner or a friend. That'll be like, you do this, you do that, you
Yeah.
keep. See, you're a wee genie, and I've rubbed the lamp. You're out.
Yeah, yeah,
You do
yeah.
you, Glenn. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Yes. What a lovely way to end. That's gonna be the thumbnail of the podcast, guys. If you don't know by now, you should know. Psychic Glenn, what are your socials? Where can people find you?
At Psychic Glenn. You find me, you follow me, you reach out to me, and I'll reach out back. Hold my hand. Hold on.
Perfect. See you next time. In fact, see you tomorrow night.
I'm the sly guy.